Hi, my name is Louis Patarki. Today I will be going over my top 10 grilling tips. So let's get started. These 10 grilling tips can be applied no matter what type of grill you own. If you're a beginner griller or are thinking about purchasing a grill for the very first time, this video is good for you. If you have been grilling for years or consider yourself an expert, this video is good for you. Number 1. Some may say preparing in advance is common sense, and it is, but I am sure it has happened to some of you in the past. I found myself wasting gas and precious charcoal cooking time because I could not find something I needed. Make sure you have everything you will need for the entire grilling session and not just to start. Preparing in advance will also avoid unnecessary stress when grilling is supposed to be enjoyable and relaxing. I recommend having some sort of prep table next to the grill so everything is within reach. I would also suggest having some sort of container or bucket that holds all your grilling tools so it's easier to prepare in advance for future grilling sessions. Number 2. Always preheat your grill for 10 to 15 minutes or until it reaches and maintains the desired temperature before cooking. Preheating your grill will help cook the food faster and more efficiently. It will also help remove some of the residue from prior use, if any. But most importantly, it will kill all bacteria and other pathogens left over from previous grilling sessions. Number 3. The best time to clean your grill is after you are done cooking while the grates are still warm and before any leftover pieces solidify in place. You can also clean them before your next use while preheating. Just make sure you continue to preheat with the grill cover closed afterwards. Avoid using a wire bristle grill brush because the bristles may come off, stick to the grates, and even end up in somebody's food. In my opinion, it probably cleans the grill better than anything out there, but it's just not worth the risk of sending someone to the hospital. There are so many other options on the market to choose from. I use a coiled wire brush that has no loose pieces that can easily come off like a bristle would. If you don't have a grill cleaning tool, you can roll up heavy-duty aluminum foil and use it to clean the grates with heat gloves or long tongs. Always keep an eye on grease buildup inside your grill, especially with grease trays and drip pans, and clean them if needed. This will prevent a serious fire down the road that can burn you or even ruin your grill. I recommend giving your grill an annual overhaul cleaning that includes completely dismantling it and cleaning it thoroughly. Cleaning your grill regularly will also extend the life of your grill. Number 4. There is a difference between barbecuing and grilling. Barbecuing is when you're cooking something low and slow, which means slow cooking at low temperatures for hours, with the grill cover closed and using wood for smoke flavor. This method is usually used for pork butts, briskets, ribs, etc. Grilling is hot and fast, which means cooking over hot fire or charcoals for a short period of time. This method is usually used for steaks, burgers, hot dogs, etc. When grilling, I recommend using the 2-zone cooking method, also known as direct and indirect cooking. This method can be used on most grills regardless of the fuel source. There are many different ways to set up for 2-zone cooking. Some even practice the 3-zone cooking method, but for the traditional 2-zone cooking, simply place all your lit charcoals or wood on one side of the grill, leaving the other side empty. For gas or electric grills, set up one side on high and the other side on low or off. 2-zone grilling allows you to cook at different temperatures with direct, radiant heat and indirect, convectional heat simultaneously. giving you more control of how you want to cook your foods. Two-zone cooking will also help you not burn your food, because if there is a flare-up, you can quickly move your food to the safe side. Number 5. There are a lot of factors that can influence how long it would take for your meats to be ready. To eliminate any hoping, guessing, finger poking, or any other methods that can be inaccurate, I recommend using a digital meat thermometer. A digital meat thermometer will give you an accurate temperature reading, letting you know the exact time when your meats have reached the desired temperature. It will ensure that you do not overcook your meats and will let you know when your meats are safe to eat. I will be showing you 3 types of meat thermometers. This one is made by a company called Meter. It is known as the Meter Block, and it comes with 4 wireless probes that have dual sensors, giving you both the meat temperature and ambient temperature inside your grill. It works with an app so you can monitor the temperature with your smartphone. This is the Weber iGrill 2. It also works with an app, and it can be used with up to 4 wired probes. This is an example of how you can still have an ambient temperature reading of the inside of your grill by using this type of thermometer. This is the Thermopen MK4 Instant Read Meat Thermometer, made by ThermoWorks. It gives you a reading in 2 to 3 seconds. It has a very fine point, so it also works well with smaller foods like shrimp. If you do not have a meat thermometer, I highly recommend purchasing this kind to start. I would consider this to be the most important tool for grilling and barbecuing. A digital meat thermometer will drastically improve your grilling abilities and quality of your foods. Number 6. As a griller, it is your responsibility to always cook on a clean grill and to do the right things to make sure no one gets sick. The definition of cross-contamination is when you unintentionally transfer bacteria from one substance to another with a harmful effect. Ways you can avoid cross-contamination: use different tools for raw and cooked foods. I use these tongs that are black for my raw foods and these red ones for my cooked foods. I figured red for hot. It does not matter what method you use as long as you keep it consistent. Find the method that works best for you. When you place the grilling tool that you use for raw food down, make sure the part that you grab the raw food with is not touching the table, or hang it somewhere safe. Use different boards for cutting raw foods and cooked foods. If I use the same board, I use the side with the drew screws for cooked foods, since a cooked steak can drip, and the other side that is completely flat for the raw food. Anytime you cut raw food, wash your board thoroughly before reusing it for anything else. Also, never reuse a leftover marinade or serve it as a sauce. When you're done with the marinade, discard it. Number 7. Tongs, spatulas, heat-resistant gloves, and even aluminum foil should be heavy-duty and at least 18 inches long. When purchasing aluminum foil for grilling or barbecuing, make sure it is the heavy-duty kind and that it is 18 inches wide. You need it to be heavy-duty to minimize punctures from things like bones when wrapping, and it should be 18 inches wide so that it is big enough to wrap larger foods. Your cooking utensils should be 18 inches long or close to that, so you don't get burned when reaching to the back or deep areas of your grill. The same goes for heat-resistant gloves. You want them to be as long as possible to not just protect your hands, but also your forearms when reaching deep into the grill. If you're going to be purchasing gloves, make sure that they are rated at least for 932 degrees Fahrenheit or 500 degrees Celsius. Number 8. If you're going to be grilling with charcoal, stay away from matchlight ready charcoals or lighter fluids because they may compromise the flavor of your foods. The last thing I would want to do is to take any chances on either getting someone sick or ruining a good piece of meat, knowing that there are clean alternatives and more effective ways for lighting up charcoals. There's some videos that I've seen that they're using a charcoal chimney and with lighter fluid. you're defeating the purpose. The main reason for the charcoal chimney is to not have to use lighter fluid at all. Number 9. Oiling your grates or not to prevent your food from sticking is one of those heated debates in the grilling world. I recommend not to oil your grates because if your oiled grates reach your oiled smoke point, you should be aware that it can crack, burn, make your grate sticky, which is the reason why you applied oil in the first place, and even make your food taste bad. This is what my stainless steel grates look like when they are clean. This is what they look like if the oil has burnt and cracked on them because the temperature has passed the oil smoke point. This mostly happens with grills and grates that get extremely hot and go way over the temperature of even a high smoke point oil. Perhaps you've never experienced oil burning on your grates before, and that is fine. There are many possible reasons why. Nonetheless, when trying to prevent food from sticking, you will get better results by oiling your foods instead of your grates. Oiling your foods will prevent the oil from burning on the hot grates because the food temperature will not allow the oil to reach its smoke point. It will keep your grill and grates cleaner because you will only have oil under the food, making it easier to clean afterwards. And it will also help keep the seasoning on the food better. Number 10. Before I give you the 10th tip, which I think is the most important one, I want to say that I know that I touched on a lot of safety issues, but certain information is crucial for the foundation of grilling and barbecuing, especially for beginners, so you don't get hurt or accidentally hurt someone else. I hope you found this information useful, and if you're a seasoned griller and you learned just one new thing, that would be good enough for me. We are living in an era where we're so fortunate to have all this information readily available to us. It's great to be able to read or watch as many videos as possible on grilling and barbecuing and learn from them. If there is anything that you can take from this video, it would be the following. And I know that it's common sense, but in order to become a better griller, you need to practice as much as possible, or grill. You need that hands-on experience. You need to grill more than the amount of videos that you watch. You need to see how your grill works because the situation for the person in the video is most likely not going to be the same as yours. You need to grill all types of foods. Grill all the time, not just in the weekends, but during the week too. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Write down what works for you and write down what doesn't work for you so you don't make the same mistakes. Learn from your mistakes because you will make them. Lots of them. Have you ever heard the saying, experience is the best teacher? Every time I make a really big mistake, I always tell myself, well, I know that I will never make that mistake again. Always remember that every mistake and lesson learned will only bring you closer to becoming the pitmaster or griller that you want to be. Thank you for watching.